This is TWiT.
We kind of went back and forth in pre-show because it was like, man, has this been in the arena before? Because I swear when I came across the app, I was like, oh, it must have been.
Your app was one of the first apps that I downloaded on my very first Android phone.
Seriously?
I was just gonna say, this app was one of the very first apps that we reviewed back on my first app review show when I was on Revision 3, a show called App Judgment. It was like maybe episode 3, I think. So like when I saw this, I was like, it threw some flags for me, but then I looked it up and we have not covered it on the show. So, and I'm sure they've made updates in the last 8 years. So
well,
Jason,
you might be mistaken in that assumption, but nonetheless, its utility speaks for itself. It's called RunPee. And this is for movie theater lovers, theater goers who want to go see a new movie and they want to know the very best moment in that movie to take a break and go to the bathroom. Because you go to a movie and when you got to go. And you don't necessarily always know when the right time to go is. You might walk out and suddenly the main character gets off. And when you get back in the seat, you're like, what the heck just happened? I don't even know where I am anymore. And
let's give the RunPee people credit. What they lack in design, they make up for genius and concept, because it absolutely it delivers on the value proposition for sure.
Transformers is 2.5 hours. That's what it says right there. Okay, tap on that. Of course it is.
All right, so how
am I supposed to hold it for 2.5 hours of?
No one's going to actually watch Transformers, so we can do some spoilers here.
Exactly.
So what you get is a little layout, right? And you can change this if you want it a little bigger or smaller for some reason.
Well, no, that's actually really good, because if somebody, a lot of people who have to go to the bathroom a lot might be older, so making the font bigger, that's a key feature for the older crowd.
Got it. Accessibility. That's an accessibility feature.
Exactly.
Right there. Yep. All right. So this says, I would recommend that you use the second or third P time. The first is short and has a fair bit of detail. Movie length, 2 hours, 29 minutes. You get this timer. So this timer, I believe you set this when the movie begins, and it will kind of be a running tally while you go along, right? You wait for the Paramount Pictures thing to go. You start the timer. It tells you when. And
that's cool.
And it kind of cues you as you go along. And then what you see down here are the 3 different pee break options. So this one, the very first one, which, by the way, you were advised up at the top to avoid if you can. 38 minutes in, it's a 3-minute break, and it happens when the scientist says, no, it's not a threat. A threat might kill you. This will kill you in 3 days. So when you hear that, you know it's time to go to the bathroom. All right.
What kind of awful movie is this?
Now,
it's the worst. It's literally. By the way, this movie might be one of the worst movies ever made. Just saying.
Now, this depends on where you fall in the do I use my phone while I go to the bathroom continuum. If you're going to the bathroom and you're sitting down, or, for someone who just doesn't mind standing up and doing this, I suppose there's that. You can tap this while you're in there doing your business, and it will tell you what's happening while you're doing your thing.
That's cool.
And then when you go back, you pick up where you left off, and you haven't missed a single thing.
Wait, so how much longer are the last 2 bay breaks? So the last second is 4 minutes and the last one is 5 minutes.
The second one comes 1 hour, 1 minute in. It lasts for 4 minutes. You have this little time scale here, so it tells you in a little graphical sense, very brief graphical sense, where in the movie it happens. So you get these little points throughout the course of the movie, because you might not need to go to the bathroom at the beginning, but you do at the end. There you go, hour 34 minutes. You get a 5-minute break. There's not much happening in that 5 minutes of Transformers movie. I know that's hard to understand, but there's not much happening here. And it tells you why that's a good time to take a break, and gives you all the information you actually need.
So what I want to know is, if the movie is really good, does that mean that there are no pee breaks?
That's a really great question.
No, there's always a pee break. Like, listen, the Lord of the Rings movies were great, but every time those elves start talking, that's when you can get up and go to the bathroom, because it just does not matter.
So true.
Right?
So
true. Not only is it like 30 minutes, but it just doesn't matter. So,
but they're so pretty to look at.
Sure. No, but like we're all joking aside. I mean, like everybody, like physical requirements are different for folks, different people. But also, like, mothers, and elderly and things like that. Your bladder goes after a while. So this is a nice little tool to have to let you know when it's safe to get up and leave the movie. I'm the type that holds it in till the very end, and luckily I can still do that. But I'm sure someday I'll need this. So.
Yes, install this so you have it for that time that you
just
need
in case,
because things are going to change, Ron. By the way, that's not all. It also tells you whether there's anything during or after the credits.
Nice.
It tells you about how long the credits run. And if you happen to arrive late for a movie, in many of these, it'll give you a synopsis of the first 3 minutes of the movie so that you can kind of catch up to speed if you miss a few minutes. So, hey, you know what?
DVD alert.
What's that?
People get DVD alert. I forget that people still buy DVDs.
Oh, yeah. That's true. So there you go. RunPee, all one word. See, Pirates of the Caribbean has 3 different breaks. Anyways, there you go. RunPee. You get the picture.